but we shall see.
All right.
Sniper then, just an older man.
That's right.
Gotcha.
Okay. I'm going to start up the Zoom.
Oh,
Doubt
look,
he's gonna get that
pretty stat
notification
box.
I know, and it didn't take me hours.
And they're all in sync.
I know, right? Not David Rayner. Here it is.
Rainer David.
There you go.
Heedless Dawnbringer. Oh, joy.
What's wrong?
Oh yeah, it would probably help if I went ahead and plugged in my cam.
Yeah, typically.
Typically.
There's the man.
The man, the
talking
myth,
about
the legend.
Tucker. Static electricity.
I don't even know where my headphones are.
You are put together.
I've stopped wearing them.
Man,
Because-
your neighbors just live in a fucking constant hell.
Well, Discord doesn't pick it up when it comes through my TV if someone else is talking. The only thing it picks up, like if I'm watching YouTube, obviously it'll pick up. But if you guys talk, it won't pick you up.
Man,
Which
your
is
shit's
very nice.
fucked.
Yeah, but so what I've
Sounds like you
decided
got
to start
something
doing.
as a regular device and not a communications device. But
Yeah.
Wow.
I've stopped wearing my headphones altogether.
So apparently, 10 seconds ago, my phone just picked up on Bub's announcement for Twitch, and Sniper responding bueno. They
Yeah,
both came in at
Discord-
the same time.
the Discord mobile app doesn't update very often. Like it
Yeah.
doesn't refresh the message feed.
Yeah, so I just
seems like-
looked down. I was like, if someone was in fucking danger and I was on a time crunch, they would be dead by now.
Yeah.
There you have 1 hour to respond. Help! Hey, oh yeah, what's up? Yeah, you got like 30 seconds left. I'm like, oh, well, my phone sucks.
Yeah, I'm not really fond of the fact that under the new Android app since the update, it doesn't track like on Discord unread messages. It instead tracks your alert messages that you have it in the drop-down bar.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, not a fan.
I hate that I leave Discord open up on 2 different computers and then go to work and I don't get messages from people.
No, the real fun part
That's
is
bizarre.
sometime
Well,
during game
it's-
I'm going to have to like step away for maybe 2 or 3 minutes to go ahead and grab my nachos.
Mm-hmm.
I'm probably eating dinner, so that'll be.
But the
Okay.
excuse for that is like I'll have a chat with someone and expect to like hear from them, but I'll leave my computer open to that tab
So then
so-
your phone just doesn't notify you when the
because
message.
it assumes that I've already seen. it.
Right. Like, just
And this
see,
is-
the solution to that is shutting your computer down when you're leaving the house for extended periods of time.
But then I can't use it when I come home for lunch, and I'm not cool with
I mean,
that.
You can.
My computer, like I'm here for like 5-7 minutes maybe.
Why do you come home for lunch if you're only there for that long?
There's reasons. There's a certain
You know
thing I
why.
can do in my house that
You-
I can't do.
you know why.
I don't know why I had to ask that question because yeah,
It's so I
Public
can drink.
restrooms, man. Public restrooms.
He's not gonna walk around in public with that. Red, start up your camera, please.
I am. Hold on.
This fucking guy. Late to
I am.
everything.
I'm trying to join.
Because as of right now, I'm you, and I'm not happy with this.
Oh.
Really good to meet you guys again.
I feel that.
I wanted to say a special thank you to everybody who's been helping me on Patreon, supporting the music.
At least I got an epic title. I am the Dawnbringer.
Yeah.
well,
Wait, you managed to make yourself into a Skyrim sword?
Yeah,
Oh,
the one
hell
that's the bane of death.
Dude, it's so good.
y'all
No, I
fucking
would just run around with
nerds in here.
Rune's razor every single time. Every combat ever.
Runes is good, but man,
Just the like 2% chance to insta kill. Just
yeah,
made it so much better. Except for like
Oh,
two
God.
enemies, and they were both expansion enemies.
it's trying to launch it through Google Chrome. No, please.
Don't click the link.
No.
Copy the numbers.
Yeah, it's exactly what I'm doing. I made the mistake.
The more often that you start going to bed at 9 p.m., the less you are suited for the internet life. It's like you're turning into a grandfather.
Yeah, I fucking hate it.
If you start asking us to start troubleshooting your, your things like, my Alexa's planning to kill me, bub, fix it.
You know it'll be the real issue when I come to Bub for the tech issues. That's how you know I'm in deep.
Or nobody's around, like anyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone else died.
The hierarchy is like Will, then
Will?
Go on, tell me all of the others.
that's
touched.
pretty much it.
I'm
Will's
so
pretty much
touched.
the other.
Okay, so
yeah,
you go
you're
to
the other
Will.
person I consult with.
So Will is at the top, and then I'm somewhere after him.
So yeah, somewhere
Gotcha.
after.
So out of
Yeah.
like the 300 or 400 people in the server, you mean I'm second? I'm so far down the fucking line, you asshole.
You're the one who had come issues if I was streaming. If I was trying to set up OBS and I'm like, what the fuck does this mean? I'd be like, Bub, immediately.
It's like you
First
tried
person.
to insult me, but you half-assed it, which is typical.
No, that's not insulting. I'm being genuine. If I needed help with OBS, you're the first person I'd come to. I
No,
don't
no.
trust
he
anyone
would-
else because everyone else is stupid.
No, he'd be like,
Thanks.
"Hey, Bub, I need help with OBS, and well, Will's not around right now."
Well, Will doesn't even use OBS.
I've literally never touched the program.
Yeah,
And yet, you would still probably be more helpful.
I would go to Bub or Tree,
Hey,
and
Sniper,
Tree
I've,
more than likely hates me half
I got
the
a
time.
spoon, and I can also show you my asshole. You can eat that if you'd like. You don't even get a choice. Just eat my ass, Sniper.
He says that like it's something I'd turn down.
Not sure why you would need a spoon for that, but you know.
Eat that ass like peanut butter.
That's right.
It's like when you
think.
it's like when you have a
It's
snack
bread
pack without a spoon,
like Jiffy.
and you just take the thing, take the lid off, and you crush it into your own mouth.
No.
I don't know how you plan on squeezing that, but I mean, give it your best.
You know, you squeeze
You
the
just-
pack, and then you just stick your tongue down as far as it'll go in there.
Oh
We're
god.
still talking about peanut butter, right?
Yeah.
Please.
Sure.
Tapioca, actually.
I'm just not a fan of peanut butter that much.
Tapioca's so nasty, dude.
Tapioca's great. I don't know what you're talking
I
about.
love tapioca. You're nuts.
It's fantastic.
That just further proves that Red is a fucking grandfather.
Okay,
Wait,
I've liked,
okay.
I've
No,
liked
no, no.
tapioca
Will-
before I started going
Will-
to sleep at night.
We already know that you're 78 years old and yelling at the children passing by your fucking front yard, okay?
I suppose now is probably probably the worst time to admit I got like cups of tapioca and rice pudding in my fridge.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not the worst time to admit it, but
Proving-
granted, there are
proving-
better times.
Granted, there are better times. Yeah, I consider it. I don't necessarily know if a food makes you gay, Rugby, but it certainly dictates. I think it partially dictates part of your age.
If
Hey,
there was a
tapioca
food
pudding with a
that
little
dictated
bit of
your
nutmeg ground in
essential,
on the
that's the
top.
one.
This
I'm
stuff's
really
good.
glad you added the Meg on the end.
Yes, I was like, is he talking about actual nutmeg or is that an innuendo for something?
Hey, that's
No,
a
no,
me.
actual nutmeg.
A
Mario.
dash of nads.
No.
I
no,
prefer
no.
cinnamon, not nutmeg.
When it
Actual
comes to cooking
nut.
references, no, I don't play around.
When it comes to InYouEndo, nobody plays around.
Yeah, tapioca is pretty nasty,
That's amazing.
but that's
you're
okay.
nuts.
I like Jen. I like my adult vegetables. Okay, I'll stick to my asparagus and my broccoli and my mushrooms.
Everything that makes your pee stink.
What is
You know,
like a,
things that don't matter for 1,000, Alex. The smell of my urine. If I ever have to worry about the smell of my urine, I'm leaving that person. That's just as simple as that. I swear.
I was
next
concerned about the
Bubfest.
people.
Next Bubfest, if he decides to bring us out there, he's like, Bub, we gotta talk. Your urine smells really bad. Like, dude, I went half a mile into the woods. Okay.
Like, it's really bad.
yeah, you followed. That was the issue.
He's like,
It was behind the
you got
entire
some
time.
serious
That-
peelinger.
That wasn't the first issue.
No, the conversation is going to go ahead and be more like, "Hey, Bub, first and foremost, way to go ahead and be the giant, but you know your pee really smells
Oh, yeah,
bad."
my phone. My phone.
God damn it. God damn it.
I'm still interested to see who becomes the reigning champ of Mario Kart this year.
Territory marked for miles. Yeah, speaking of, I feel like this is important. I'm gonna go ahead and put this in announcements in Discord. The first putting the D in D&D shirt has been purchased.
I just gotta say as well, Innie, I can't wait to body various campers that aren't of our own sect while playing Mario Kart.
That's a statement I didn't expect to hear from you. I'll be honest.
Check announcements when you guys get a chance, and you can see the very first putting the D in D&D shirt.
Nice.
Oh, we're talking about that game you guys played with the balloons and everything. Oh,
Yeah.
right. I'm sitting here going, we didn't play fucking Mario Kart.
No, we did.
We did.
You know, where the fuck was I during this?
I
Oh,
slept
yeah.
for a good 2 hours.
Yeah, you were
I don't know
getting
what you're talking
a
about.
few drinks in you.
Yeah, I was getting hosed.
My fucking lungs will not let me forget that. Trust me. I was fucking wheezing by the end of it.
I don't even know how Innie finished, but he was pirouetting through
Because
he was
Innie's
ballerina dancing.
semi-athletic, and the rest of us are not.
I'll take
At
some.
all.
I had plenty of fun just dodging people for the good amount of time. That was fun. It's like dodgeball. People don't expect me to be able to dodge, and I'm like, yeah, I can dodge. It's fine.
I thought it was funny when everyone's like, "Man, should you calm down, Jev?
Yeah, because
Like-
Jim was fucking intense.
He's going
I was glad
really
to have him
hard.
on my team.
He looks
I had him and
so-
Lilo, and him and Lilo were like,
Oh,
all right,
God.
guys, we're going to fucking win.
Yeah, we're gonna dominate this."
Jeff was like, all right, guys, I have a fucking plan. I'm like,
Probably the most competitive person I've ever met in my life.
Yeah.
When did we get this guy? Bubber RNGesus has been around for a while now. I think.
Since Bub became an affiliate.
Yeah,
Right?
it was the third sub emote for affiliate.
Yes, it
Yeah.
was. Yes, it was.
Also, Will, remember how I headbutted you the first time we did the plunger and the paper towel roll thing?
Yeah, at Bubfest 2016.
Yeah, I had Jev on my team last year, and I headbutted him too.
Dude, you better be glad he didn't headbutt back like a second
Yeah,
time.
you'd be out to this day. Fucking coma.
Yeah, he was a rather intense fellow.
I think he was too drunk to feel pain at that point, so he didn't care. So it
I
was
also-
basically the same as the first year.
To be fair, I was the first time, so
I think the best part of that entire competition was the donut eating contest.
oh my god, dude.
I will never touch another donut again.
Dude,
I will absolutely
No.
touch
I
donuts
will
again.
absolutely touch every
I-
single person's donut.
I ate enough for me and Lilo.
Dude, I just don't want to eat donuts off the ground anymore. Like,
No,
feel-
I'll
yeah.
still do it. That was my
Andy, you were-
strategy, and I will go back to doing
I
it.
still-
I mean, it was my strategy too.
100%.
And
Will
you
eat
turned to me
all
and you're
the
like, I
donuts
think
off
I
the ground.
swallowed a rock. And I
No,
was
I
like,
guarantee I swallowed a rock. I know I
Yeah.
swallowed a rock. I took a bite
was just
and I
that-
felt it between my teeth. I
Yeah.
didn't spit it out because I couldn't spit the donut out. That's what so I just swallowed the rock whole.
It was just the
I mean,
initial, as you
that's
like
the solution,
turned up
right?
from eating it off the ground, you're like, I think I swallowed a rock.
I swear to God, I chipped my teeth, but I went and checked, and I went to the dentist like a couple of weeks ago, and now my teeth are fine. That shit hurt. I don't know if you've ever been a rock solid between two teeth before, but it hurts.
Yeah, you guys missed out on a lot.
Oh yeah,
That's
oh
my
yeah.
best.
It's okay.
If you haven't been, you need to go to the next one.
Which I'll have details out about that by about the end of the month.
Sweet.
I'm paying my taxes and my student loans off this month, so there's going to be tears of blood raining out of my wallet next
I
couple of
love
days.
You'll survive.
I hope so, man.
Well, I mean, let's be honest. How much more broke can you get?
After taxes, really broke.
Yeah.
What do you know about that? Shut the fuck up.
No, because I know what Bub has to pay for his taxes after last year.
It's a
Bub ended
substantial
up paying
amount.
under $1,000 last year.
Yeah, but every
After
year
talking
prior to
to
that,
the,
I've gotten like, I've
But befo-
been paid back like 1,600 to like
Yeah.
a few thousand. Now it's
And then there was the before you cut
Welcome
off
to
most
owning
of
your
the
own
expenses,
business.
yeah. no
You were
shit.
like, oh yeah, I have to pay like $5,000 in taxes. And you're like, yeah, I gotta find a few things to to make this not $5,000.
let's not make my wallet a mimic, please. Thank you.
Yeah.
Ronald, are you ready?
Yeah, just waiting.
All right, permaquirks. 4 of them on Ronald today.
All right, so we all
Only one
heal the
per
full,
person.
right? That's how the session starts.
Negative. Breast, Cam, if you're around, you may want to pass that rep my way.
Oh yeah, I want to see this now. That's not how I spell. I have lost the ability to spell for the past few days. Like it's just eluded
Past
me.
few days.
It's
No,
been
like-
since I've known
like-
you, brother.
Yeah.
Worse.
The last 5
Worse.
years.
No, like
Last
it,
5
like
years.
those are just bad typos every now and again. This is like it's becoming like every other word.
It's because you
It's-
hit enter before you you spell check anything.
No, like even when I'm spell checking it, it's bad.
It's
Like
gonna
I'm
be
looking at it and my
much-
hand's like shifted over 2 over.
Much later in the year, Primus. Much later in the year. It's a camping trip. 2 days.
Like July.
No, like
Much later.
September, October.
Okay, thank goodness. It's
Please.
after August, which means
Because-
I will be legal drinking age.
Yeah.
The end of September was nicer than in the
Was
middle
it,
of
though?
July,
Was
but
it?
it was still hot.
Yes.
It was still the hottest it's been there in years.
Well,
yeah, it was.
do keep in mind that we managed to go ahead and somehow time it so
On the
that we
hottest
ended up
week.
in the most unusual, hottest day.
Felt like home, but less wet.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not down for that.
Felt like home, but wetter. Which is odd to say.
But yeah, basically, Primus, we all get together out in the middle of the woods. We kind of unplug, hang out, tell really bad stories, drink enough to go ahead and make bad decisions.
Mhm.
Bub, what's an example of a CR20 creature? Would that be like a Titan?
CR20 creature. I mean,
Yeah.
The Tarrasque is 24.
Oh,
I
my.
don't know. I mean, you got to be real on point to go ahead and sleep with any.
Red
He's got
Dragon.
some low standards.
I'm
but-
literally talking about it.
Yeah,
I just think
like
it's
a
unlikely
colossal-
because I'm going to be sleeping in a hammock.
Colossal Red.
A Colossal Red. A Great Worm.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Good luck, though. That shit's like, that's a game
lot of
ender.
rep.
That's a
That's
horror.
what, like, that's what I'm
a
thinking. I'm
horror
like, man, that's a
challenge.
lot of rep.
But no, Bubfest is always a good reason to get together, and hanging out with Bub is definitely a high point. It was probably the most fun I had last year with my clothes on. Most of the time.
Sniper, how are you? Are you still undecided on whether or not you're gonna make the obtuse journey to get to us?
I mean, realistically, it makes way more sense for us to either meet him somewhere
Oh, it totally
more
does.
along the route, or
Yeah.
just meet him there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm perfectly fine with doing the drive again. I had fun
Mhm.
going ahead and actually having.
Nobody
some-
has fun on I-10.
Also, apparently,
That's not.
apparently
no.
your what did you say it was, Sniper? The reward, the thing that he left it on your
Yeah, the hand.
dash.
Yeah,
He said
I left.
it's
It's
still
still on there.
He said it's
I
still
asked him to-
it's still on his
I
fucking
asked him. I
dash.
asked him about it like
It's-
not
it's
even like
still
2 weeks
on
ago.
my
I'm
fucking
telling
dash.
you, that shit's gonna be stuck on there. You're gonna rip off part of your dash when you go to pull it out.
It's character.
Well, no, right now it's under a hat, so
It
it's
was
not
just-
getting too hot.
Oh, okay,
It still
so
is
that's
the
much better.
best because I put it in the middle of the dashboard, saying the exact words, "So I will not forget this." And then
The
first thing
problem
he
was you
does.
put it with everything else.
And then within like 30 minutes of driving back home, I look at my dashboard and I go, I feel like I'm missing something. And I pick up my phone and I call Sniper and I go, Sniper, did I leave that in your truck? And he goes, yeah. I'm like, I see.
No, the funny part is I didn't even realize it either until he called up and it was like, oh, wait, that's not mine.
There you guys go. It's the tweet is out. Go ahead and let everybody know about it, and we can kick this thing off. We can begin a recap once I start seeing some action on that Twitter. So go do it. Go does it.
God damn. That's a lot of rep, Innie.
That's how much
Klaus
it would cost
wields
for
the
52.
soul of an angel.
You could buy 42 legendary weapons with that.
Yeah.
Is this foreshadowing or is this what happened last time?
Yes.
What do you mean?
Like, Klaus wields the soul of an angel. What? I don't remember that happening.
Dude, Holocaust has the soul of an angel in it.
You don't remember that story? It's told by Helm.
Literally, like, one of the biggest.
You know what?
finds.
That's okay. We'll recap and cover it.
We'll get Sniper to cover it.
Keck.
Like, I don't remember everything that happens, but like that's a
Remember the
pretty
bullet
big.
points.
It's a pretty big.
It's a pretty big plot point.
Yeah.
Mhm.
With
Oh, right,
you know,
right,
the-
right.
The
angel
drama's
dies to go
brother.
ahead and
Yep.
create the shaft. Yeah. I'm not good at remembering things.
Yeah, he says.
There's a reason you don't keep the party notes.
No, there's a reason I refer to the party notes constantly.
Premises,
And I
yeah, awesome
still-
story. Sniper
And
forgot,
I
of
still
course.
feel this.
Rip. Everybody knows.
Oddly enough, I write the notes down, but then I never refer to them whenever the thing comes up.
I'm kind of the same way. It's like writing it down commits it to my memory, or in this
Yeah.
case, typing it.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just don't take down notes because I know you guys are a lot better at it.
As if.
That's also kind of like a pathetic reason to not do it. Like, I don't bicycle because I know a lot of other people are better at it.
I started the damn note. Is the terrible part. I started it.
I created the bicycle, but people got better than me, so I stopped using it.
No. I created the bicycle, but now I just go ahead and hang out in the trolley behind it, and people push, pull me along.
Yeah, I would say that's a much better.
I just feel like in this scenario, like Sniper's pedaling on his bicycle and he looks at a brick wall and he's like, I don't play tennis because of you, you fucking relentless bastard. Let
Have
it
you
set
ever
in.
faced off against the wall in tennis before?
They're fucking relentless, man. They don't give up, Sniper.
Riding a bike, and I no longer play tennis because of a brick wall.
I was
The
setting
bike
up a
has nothing
story,
to do with it.
you incompetent bastard. What happens if the entire group dies? Do you start a new campaign? We don't start a new campaign.
No, we start new characters.
Start new characters, yeah.
Yeah, and then try and figure out a reason why they would do that.
Yep. That's basically in a nutshell.
Which is why there hasn't been a TPK, because that means it's even more work for Bub to try and figure out why we're back in the story.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of wild. It's all right. It's all right. Let's kick it off. What happened last time on Shackled City?
Alrighty, so
Bring me thunder, Ulhime. I deserve that, I guess.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know what you're expecting. That's thunder.
Where's your pie tins?
So
It's a
as the group finished off the assault of Driders that they had encountered in the Cathedral of Feathers, they started making their way forward into the seating chamber of the cathedral itself.
Okay.
Upon getting there, they ended up being hit with either some form of teleportation or time magic of some sort, and were transported into the Cathedral of Feathers, but a earlier rendition of it that was in Celestia at the time, before Occipitus and this portion of whatever portion of Celestia, I guess, merged with it, from what we've been told, but that's later on down the line. Going there, we see that, like I said, everything's been restored, and there is a figure standing at the very end of the cathedral before the second entrance into the second passageway into the cathedral, and we soon find out that it's Ulhime's deity Helm who approaches him in the form of a dwarven fighter, as we had ended up seeing him. He ends up telling us quite a few things, one of which being not two separate prophecies, but essentially two prophecies, and in a sense warnings. One of which was the sons and daughters of Nab the Torn will soon fight upon the realms of Celestia, essentially. Like, they're going to wage war on Celestia itself.
Can anyone help him with that? Anyone have any clear idea what's going on?
I have an idea what's going on. I just don't know of the exact phrasing used to describe it.
Sure, hit us with it.
I mean, it was essentially that by allowing somebody with tainted blood to enter Celestia, kind of opened the gates for the rest of the tainted blood people, and they declared war on the citizens of Celestia.
What do you mean, tainted blood people?
I mean, tainted
Oh,
blood
you know, the people of
with
your
tainted
race.
blood.
Anyone that's not celestial.
Man.
Look, Sniper,
Um,
you've been racist this entire campaign. You're finally getting it back.
Mm-hmm.
This is what you get for calling elves.
I
nightmares.
played a racist!
In real life.
Played.
For all of his life.
From the day I was born.
No, fairly certain.
Oh, it's all in jest. We're just joking. He's not actually a racist much.
We think.
We think, yeah.
No, I'm more sexist. So
Okay, he's not Eddie, so he has that going for him.
That's
There
true.
is-
I'm not racist. I'm sexist. Let's just
There
go
you
ahead. Keep it even.
He firmly believes in a glass ceiling.
I firmly believe that they belong in the kitchen. Oh dear God!
Christ.
Oh shit! I felt the massive hatred that just came at me on that one.
There are daggers flying from all across the world at this point.
Including from Leslie's closet.
All of a
what
sudden,
they keep
Leslie's
you
gonna
daggers.
log into chat. Sniper, what the fuck did you say?
Yeah, right now Wit's going. Hey! I get paid well to be in that kitchen. I'm sorry.
That might be the quickest apology we've had on Shackled City.
I've derailed this conversation. But yeah, back to Tainted Blood.
Awkward silence for about 0.3 seconds. It's like when he said that, we just witnessed, we all got the same vision of a headstone.
Here lies Sniper.
How much rep to put in an anvil that drops from the heavens onto any character Sniper makes?
Don't worry,
Not as much as you think.
However, he gets a reflex save for everyone dropped. To take half damage.
So, tell me more about this tainted blood.
So, essentially, what kicked off this prophecy that, from what we've been told, already happened and is now happening again. A son or daughter of Nab the Torn, when their blood is spilled in Celestia, would kickstart the war. That happened the moment Helm cut Jared's hand, and that's when he started telling us that the war's begun. After that, we ended up. There was some conversation with me and him back and forth, but after that, we ended up getting teleported back into Occipitous, or going back to the current time of the cathedral, where we were met with two enemies that were trying to complete the trials themselves. A succubus by the name of. Let me see. I got it right here.
Did you make a hole in her chest?
Leah Vosh.
Leah Vosh, that's correct.
Succubus.
Mhm.
And a emperor. Was he said an emperor salamander?
Close.
Flame-
Noble. It's a noble salamander.
Noble salamander. Who are both trying to complete the first trial of Occipitous, or the cathedral itself.
Yes.
We offered them a chance to leave, which they declined. Ulhime was charmed by the succubus after he missed his sword swipe to strike her, and she kissed him, falling under her control for a couple of rounds.
Brief time. Yeah. A brief time.
Tell you
During-
what, you win bitches.
I know. That's why he keeps you around.
Damn right. Keep cheating on me.
The combat itself was pretty intense.
Yeah. It was
During-
fucking awesome.
I brought
During the fight, Jakob ended up getting attacked by Ulhime without realizing that Ulhime had been charmed.
You pimp slapped me.
With a hammer.
No, with a
No.
bastard sword.
No, with the sword. The sword.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Jacob got snared, and then
Got
the
grappled
succubus
by the
tried.
giant.
She dimension doored out, or she used blink to. Oh, you said ethereal jaunt. I'm sorry. She used ethereal jaunt to move dimensions, and then teleport back into the main dimension where she tried to get a hold of Deia. While she tried to grapple her and take her under control, Deia ended up fighting back, holding her in place to prevent her from going anywhere else. At that time, Austin's character, Sunn, ended up improvising some quick work and looked up, noticed that the cathedral roofing itself was relatively weak, and chucked a bomb at the very top. And when the explosion occurred, it caused the beams to fall, and then the chandelier's weight snapping caused the remainder of the roof to fall onto both Jacob
I want
and
to say it was
the,
an angelic statue.
Yeah,
Yes.
it was basically the angelic gargoyle.
yeah, it was leaning off to the side, but it ended up crushing Jacob and the noble salamander right under it.
Statue of Nidroma.
I
Yes,
was not
that's
having
correct.
a good day.
And at that point, while Innie was holding down the succubi, Will was casting protection from evil.
Yeah.
To make it so Innie's hugs would mildly annoy the succubus. At the very
It would have
least,
got progressively worse until it became.
if you continued to hug,
Yeah.
until
which
you
I was
jumped
bad
face
at
first
doing.
into fire.
Yeah, I'd heard of it.
It was a bit of a downfall to the plan. So Innie lost his hold, and her, yeah,
Correct.
Deia lost her hold, and then proceeded to basically somersault into the fire face first, proceed to stop, drop, and roll into the fire further, and then eventually got her way out.
Right.
And during that time, the succubus was kind of doing that evil villain like ha 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 thing, and Will didn't like that, so he said "fuck you" and shot a giant lightning bolt through her chest.
Turned her into
Because
a
he can
hollow.
do that.
Yeah, Klaus basically just fucking Kamehameha waved her.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds way more
That
gruesome.
bothers me.
It was straight out of Mortal Kombat. Like Raiden would be proud.
Raiden? Yeah, he probably would have been proud there.
During that time, the noble salamander did break free of the stones and rubble,
And continue. To
and
hold on to
he, as he continued to constrict Jacob, who was suffering both heat and fire damage,
Okay.
he ended up attacking Ulhime in a very, very devastating attack, killing Ulhime. During that time, though, as Ulhime died, he was resurrected as his aegis broke and came back with a platinum gauntlet that belonged to Helm himself. As Ulhime had no weapons or armor, he still needed to make sure that the creature was going to be vanquished. So as he punched the noble salamander with his gauntlet, it was a holy cold damage enveloped the noble salamander and froze him completely, and then I think he broke into pieces. Correct?
Yeah, from the massive size, the sheer amount of damage and the weight of the creature under its stone, it was like a Medusa's gaze, a Gorgon gaze.
Yeah. And he ended up shattering into pieces.
Right. He did.
I just want to take a moment to go ahead and point out, just imagine, if you will, put this into your mental TV. A butt-naked, freshly birthed dwarf with basically a power glove, just smacking the shit out of this noble salamander. It was an epic moment.
Yeah, it was. You still have no idea what this glove does, but you know that it is a relic of sorts from what you believe to be the actual Helm, your deity. I want to take a minute to propose some questions, things that I think the viewers need to know, because it may have been left out, or People may just be tuning in. So, Deia. Deia.
Me.
What was this prophecy called? What did it speak of?
The prophecy that sent us on this?
The prophecy of the tainted blood entering Celestia. What would it bring about?
They said that it would bring about the fall of Celestia. All of Celestia, not just the Cathedral of Feathers, which we're in. And that it would bring end to the good power that there is.
Okay, all right. Klaus, can you remember what the actual title of this prophecy was?
Dawn Cataclysm.
Yeah, it's Prophecy of the Dawn Cataclysm. What major event happens during the Dawn Cataclysm, Sunn?
The demon world and the angel world combine, and it's kind of like the end times.
It sort of is. But
demons will walk the plains of the Celestials.
Correct, but there is something major that happens. Something major occurs. Jakob.
I'm having a blonde moment. I just went ahead and I had the answer in my head, but I had a just complete brain fart.
Rises from the grave.
Ulhime.
No.
What happens with the Dawn Cataclysm?
War is waged, and it's not between any planes, but the gods themselves will become enveloped in their own literal holy war.
Yeah, and it brought about the death of deities. There was mass deicide.
Yes.
Many deities lost their lives during the Dawn Cataclysm. That was what made it so important for this particular location and at this time. It spoke of not so often, and the followers of those fallen deities are just that. They're more like cults to a degree at this point, since, well, they're dead. It's just the teachings of said deity, and they pass it along to their children, so on and so forth. That being said, there was some information gained about Klaus's weapon, his staff.
Powered by bees.
It's not powered by bees, actually. Ulhime, hit me with it.
Found out that the staff Alakast in name is also the name of the angel the Deva's soul that resides within it.
Yeah. And how did that come to be?
During one of his last battles, he ended up I don't know if I'm misremembering a different story or not.
Just go ahead and try.
During one of his last battles, he essentially gave up his life force to ensure that the people. I want to say that the realm that he was protecting, the Celestians itself, was protected. Oh my god, I think I'm merging stories here. Fuck.
You also weren't given all of the information about it.
Yeah.
The only thing you were told was that Alakast gave his life to fight a force beyond his power, and Nidrama wielded Alakast as a weapon. Alakast became the staff, the same staff that Klaus has. That being said, you guys were told about Alakast, specifically by Nidrama. What did Nidrama want with the staff?
If I remember correctly, it was to release him, right?
Nope.
Ooh.
If I recall correctly from what Nidrama had told Deia when she was talking through Alec Tursible's finger, was that Klaus's body, the one he's in currently, of sort of a spellmason, is tied to the weapon.
Yeah.
In some way, and that we need to go with or complete the trials of the Smoking Eye, which are the trials we're currently in Oxypidus. So to complete the trials, we need its help.
So you think there's still possibly some details that are lost? You don't necessarily have all the information on the table, but it's important. Now, what are the chances? I don't want to plant the seeds of doubt, but I feel like I have to raise this question. what are the odds that you guys have gone to the Abyss, you saw a vision, and you have been led astray the entire time? That this Nidrama is not who she says she is, and that this weapon that you found may start a new cataclysm.
You know what? Fuck this game. I'm gonna go. I'm going
M.
on
Night
leave.
Shyamalan.
Personally speaking, I think Nadrama actually sent us there for a reason, but I think Corifon is the one that's going ahead and leading
us astray. Yeah. I mean, but even then, it's player-wise, I feel like we're being played on both sides to some extent.
When are you guys going to stop getting played?
When we stop being stupid.
Or once
so never.
I mean, I was gonna say so never. That's
realistically, it's hard to say, because given the scope of what we're dealing with now, we're dealing with entities that are far more powerful than us at this point, and to say that we're gonna dupe them successfully, if at all, is very slim. So it's kind of like we know we're being played already, but we have to make the best of a bad situation.
I also think, if not this band of idiots, it'll just be another band of idiots.
Honestly, all jokes aside, like, I don't think our characters are gullible or stupid by any means, but like I said, given what we're realistically up against, it's not like we have much choice. To just like throw your hands up and say fuck it, let someone else do it doesn't sit with any character that we have right now, or
nobody else can do it.
Yeah, and it's one of those things right now. It's like why would you pass this off to someone else? And if we walk away from this now, like, it's only going to get worse. So, you know, we can try to.
Demons are still going to invade.
Yeah, it's essentially what it is.
But I will say this much. I mean, no, you know, surprise, chat. We're actually the evil guys. We've been releasing evil terrors across the world. In the end, you know, it turns out Klaus is just going to be like, ha ha ha, now to make my phylactery.
I mean,
and Klaus finally says out loud, "Bub, I dropped my change alignment spell. I go back to my chaotic evil roots. Ha ha!"
I mean, I wouldn't stop him.
Let's be real for a moment. You guys have you've had ease passing into the Abyss. You have freed evil after evil, only
very
removing despots and some challenges in the way, right? Like,
yeah.
You have removed immediate threats to you, and now
so
people of promise, right? Like, people of poignance and promise are falling before you. The only guiding light that you had found inside of all of Cauldron was Tercion Skellerang.
And he's dead.
And he's dead, yep. And on top of that, you guys allowed, and I say this because only a few of you have the power to do so, you guys allowed yourselves to let Jared go back and take the position of the new guard when he's barely capable of tying his own shoes, let alone guiding and coercing a militia of men. I don't know.
To be fair, he was raised to do that. That was his...
come on now. He can tie his own shoes. He can tie your shoes. He can tie shoes all day.
Like, I don't think
the things he does to doorknobs.
I think like quirks and stuff aside, he's not incompetent. He's a really well-known fighter.
He was already raised to be the successor to the Skellerang family.
Yeah, and he's well aware of the weight that his name carries. I think more than anything else, it's is he either gonna forge his own path and figure out what he believes is the right thing to do, or is he gonna follow in the exact footsteps of Tercion and say, well, this is what my brother would have did, so why not, kind of thing. You know what I mean?
When you think about it, he left when it was like, what, a week away from his father dying and his brother inheriting the guard watch.
A little longer than that.
Pretty much,
a little longer.
Well, no. When Jared left and was pulled into
the slod,
you know, the slod.
You were gone for like
his father
years.
was still alive.
Yeah,
he came.
You were still like, that was at like, you were being groomed to take his spot.
Yeah, you were.
You were going to be the successor to the
Yeah,
family. You were
Jared
the
was
older child.
being groomed to go ahead and take over that position.
And when you go,
his family was alive, everything was fine, everything was hunky dory. He was basically just one of the guard captains.
and when you go into the slot portal, it's not like you aged 10 years. You came out of the portal like it had been a
20
week.
something, yeah.
Like it
20
had,
something.
like you were still at your prime. Jared's not like this frail old man. He's not as old as Skellering at that point. He is essentially fresh blood at the peak of his game. If anything, this was the best time for him to actually take up the reins.
Perhaps.
That's
Yeah, I
actually
mean,
a pretty good point.
And let's be honest, I mean, Jared, for all his failings, did put his city first and the citizenry first.
And
The big thing to look
and-
out for is the doorknobs of the city.
And that's
They're the
and
ones
that's the
that have
thing.
rough
It comes down to one of those things where, yeah, you're doing everything for the city, but to what extent are you doing everything for the city?
Hey, you want protection for your merchant stand?
Or
I'm gonna
are
do one of the
you
doorknobs.
are you going to do the exact thing that your brother did, or are you going to try to surpass him in a way that you want to be better than him?
Well, I can't
to me,
really
I think
say
that's the moral
what
quandary
Jared
that
would do at
that's
this
gonna
point
be
because he's no longer my character. I could certainly go ahead and put forth thoughts as to what he would be doing,
Yeah.
but that would be a little bit unfair for Bub because this is now an NPC. This is a character he writes to.
Yeah.
So he only has Jared's history to go by and what his mental state would have been on hearing of his brother's death, which, up until that point, he was just having fun adventuring and, trying to help Cauldron from the outside in. And then, it all comes crashing down. Reality takes hold. His brother is dead. All the fun ends. It's suddenly time to go ahead and grow up hard.
Yeah.
And considering that he has his own suspicions as to, who are the guilty parties.
You also have
within
to
the
prove Kiana right.
Mm-hmm.
That you are fit to take this because she was ready to fucking box you for it.
You gotta get her to stop crying first.
If it wasn't for the loophole of hey, you're not part of the royal family, haha, fuck you, she would have slapped your ass for that fucking time.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to go ahead and talk about a character that is driven to succeed, take a character who has been told in every way, shape, and form since his return that he's a failure, and then be proven right. Because that was his mental state when his brother died. When, the demon got, when the general got passed and he wasn't able to go ahead and stop that from happening. When he finds out that his family and himself have been played, that Alec was not, in fact, challenging his brother, but was being driven to go ahead and cause all this. And to find out he was played so hard that he was an utter failure, truly failure, and it cost his brother's life. He has a lot more drive to go ahead and be a success within the city and to live up to what his brother was. But that's neither here nor there. He's not my problem. Now I got Jacob. So fuck y'all.
Oh boy. Looks like I get to roleplay Balthar and Jared. This is fun.
Oh, Balthar's still around?
Yeah, he's not dead.
Damn. Here.
Yeah, it's
Sniper, we literally talked to him on the way back from meeting your dead brother. We literally stopped at the Citadel.
Right. I'm thinking.
Wow.
I'm thinking of the vampire.
Malgrim.
Malgrim,
The
the face
you mean the one
smasher.
that's always alive because it's every character Ronald played. Deep down, it's always Malgrim.
I wasn't thinking Balthar. I was thinking Malgrim. I was like, wait, we killed that fucker. I know we did.
And that's when Ulhime pulls down the zipper. It was me, Malgrim, the entire time.
Actually pulled down his pants zipper, and we're all real confused.
Oh no, it's the
He
big
pulls
bad
out
wolf.
the pen zipper, and just out of the zipper hole, it's just Malgrim's face. Just ha!
It's a very small Malgrim that jumps out.
It's like the alien. tongue.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Anyway.
Let's not. Let's not.
So at the end of combat,
Yeah.
So Yeah, so in the end, Jacob, Ulhime dies and is resurrected by his Aegis and by the will of the gods. Jacob is a broken shell of a man at that point. Deia's crispy. Sunn and Klaus are kind of doing their best to go ahead and help us recover. And that's where we left off.
Yeah. Yeah, we left. Yes, we left off in a place just like that.
Yeah. In the midst of a thing.
All right. So let me go ahead and get us back there. The audio is right. Everything is good. It's gold. It's in place. You guys are good to pick up where you left off.
All right. Also, I have the noble homie spear.
Wait, did we also mention that Jacob almost died?
Yeah, I just said it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry. He almost died. He's alive now, but you're close to death.
You can send me that, Bubs, because I don't have the information for it.
What?
I took the noble salamander spear.
Yeah, because he needs.
Remember?
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, let me pull up the info on the spear. It's a big one.
Dude, I'm gonna wield this thing with a gauntlet like forever.
No, you won't.
Oh, I gotta delete my sword, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like super destroyed.
It's a +3 large long spear.
+3 large long spear.
So it's like
that's
16
Like
feet
3
long.
times his height, right?
Yeah, it's
Was
like
it
16 feet long. Its
2d6?
damage is 2d8
2d8
plus 1d8 fire.
8 plus strength.
It's really
And then
funny
plus-
to see him wielding this thing.
1d8 fire.
Yeah.
Fire. Okay. Thank you. Criticals times 2, right?
Times 3.
Critical is according to the cards now.
Crit.
Yeah, it's base crit is times 3.
And the reach on it is what, 15?
20 feet.
Close.
Jesus.
Whoa! So he can go ahead and head out far.
That's not going to make any sense for you because you're not going to be able to adequately wield this from the end. We'll say that your reach is 10.
Okay. So just parentheses 10.
Yeah.
No problem.
Because it's a 20-foot. I mean, this thing it's fucking huge, man. It's like.
It's like Dark Souls. What are you talking about?
No, get the fuck out of here. It's not.
No,
Dark
no,
Souls.
No. What you need to realize is Ulhime is a Wuxia dwarf.
Oh, what?
I can use my Might of the Gods and channel this while I'm wielding it, so I can at least offset the fucking weight.
And yeah,
Looks
Wuxia
like a fucking
refers
pole,
to Chinese
that's all it
cinema.
is.
Yeah.
So
It's
This
gonna be
is
like
silly.
Ornstein with this shit. Gonna kill Jacob in front of me and just absorb his life force.
So Jacob needs to gain quite a few 100 pounds.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
How much did I say? 2d8?
Yes.
I meant 2d6.
Yeah, so I figured as much.
It's 2d6.
too late. Already wrote it down.
No, it's all good.
Is this a spear version of a Buster Sword? It's fucking way longer, dude. It's a large size long spear.
It's a Buster Sword of a Buster Sword.
It's not a sword, Christ.
It's the
Of
Dark
spears.
Souls of Buster
There you go.
Swords.
see?
There you go. That'll work, I think.
Alrighty, so yeah, continuing on where we left off.
Yes.
I'll turn back over to the group. I think we should make camp for now and rest up a bit. We pressed on quite a bit. 10 hours out there and what we faced in here.
The Sun's gonna kind of look around the room at all of the burning debris, broken down windows, and overall awful spot. Where would you suggest that we take up camp?
Just kind of points off to the corner, the top right. It's as good a spot as any, lad. Really, it is.
Jacob's going to continue to whimper and moan in pain.
I just worry for your situation.
Oh, wait!
There
We
was
pulled you out of the
something.
rope already, dude.
Hold on just a moment. Something that did need to get spoke of here.
What's up?
There are quirks. There are quirks, in fact. Everybody gets a quirk.
Oh boy.
Everybody gets it.
You get a quirk, and you
My
get
worst
yes.
fucking version of Oprah.
Sniper.
Yes.
More like
Sniper.
no, bro.
You're convinced that your impressions of famous people and monsters are really good, and you love to show them off.
So it's just Sniper.
No, okay. No, I remember this quirk.
Will,
I'm kind of glad that Jacob's passed out right now.
you think that any magic done is a trick. You try to explain it how it works with science.
I'll take that one. Better than wild
As a
magic.
caster, that's a pretty good one to have.
I've managed it.
Ulhime. Xander, you can only whisper or yell, no in between. And man, if you've ever had a reason to have this quirk, dealing with what you think is going on with the Dawn Cataclysm and Jacob, probably seething a little bit, all things considered. Red, you have a stutter. And Annie, you believe that you're a star in your own reality show centered around your everyday life. You talk to the camera to explain things. You get angry when things don't go your way or how you feel they should go.
Wait, Jared can't be quirked, or Jacob can't be quirked anymore. He already has a permanent one.
You just can't get another permanent quirk.
Yeah, you can't get another permanent quirk.
You can still be quirked. Deia has always had her permanent quirk since like the second session she was in, but she still got.
Yeah,
like,
how
the
much
hatred
was this
for
quirk
men.
again?
I'm not sure.
I think that's silly, so...
Pretty sure it's silly, yeah.
Silly's 3. Roleplay's 4.
You just not having it. He's not having it, guys. He refuses.
You know, I hate to say it. It's one of those things where I want this to be a more serious episode. So,
All right.
That's 3K.
Yeah.
And mine was also 3,000 as well, I'm guessing.
Yes. Yes, I believe it is.
Yeah.
Mine's probably 4.
I'm getting rid of mine as well.
No, I think all of them are 3,000.
Yeah, I
I
wanna
haven't sprint rep in a while because I've been trying to save it, but I don't feel like stuttering tonight.
go
Yeah,
through a pretty
I'm just
I'm
not
sorry,
in the mood.
guys. Chat. I love it. I'll normally go ahead and do it, no problems. But yeah, I'm just not feeling it. I feel like being serious tonight.
I think this is the first quirk I've actually bought off of me.
Yeah.
I think there's been at least one before.
Well,
No. Even
there
as
has-
Sakata, he never bought them off.
I never really buy them off because I don't have a need to. I don't have like wild magic or things like that, so I've never really had to pay it off. I just don't.
Weren't
feel
you
like
quirked
stuttering.
with is scared of fighting things that are bigger than you?
No,
No,
only
that
Jared's
was-
been given
No,
that.
That was
That
Jared.
was-
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
Jared.
Jared's usually the one fighting off all the quirks.
Alrighty.
Jared was the one.
But yeah, continuing on, I'll have Ulhime go to the corner and start setting up his tent and stuff.
Okay, you're
Yeah,
planning
in the
on
meantime.
camping here?
Yeah, I mean, we'll take enough of a rest where we can start getting spells and stuff back.
Yeah, one of us died. The other one almost died. Yeah, I think we kind of want to go ahead and take a break.
Before
After
we hunker
all-
down, I was going to take a look around and see if it's actually safe to rest here, because we still don't know what's further
Around
down
us.
the...
That's
Yeah.
why I wanted to actually look
True.
down this this hallway a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let's.
This
we're
direction.
on the side.
Yeah. Go ahead and do their thing, Bub.
Sure. Let's take a look at this. All right. So, based off of the information of moving forward. Okay. You have 2 chambers that are immediately to your left and to your right. Can't really immediately see into them.
Alright, I'm going to proceed to the one on the right.
I'll be following relatively close behind.
Okay, let's take a look here. You have moved up to a room. Let me describe this. This is a ruined library with broken shelves lining the walls and sheaves of parchment littering the floor. Strangely, the library books float in midair, lazily circling the center of the room. Each book is open and the pages flap like birds' wings as they orbit an unseen point.
This is a little perturbing, but all the same.
Sunn's gonna step forward a bit into the room, seeing what could presumptuously be like a library of sorts, at least for in here. Bub, are there any books on the? Is this a shelf even, or is this like a bench?
That is in fact a shelf.
Are there books on there, or are all of the books in the room floating?
Most of the books appear to be have been moved within the center. There are a handful of books that are off to the side. They seem like they've been opened. But as far as you can tell, it doesn't really seem like there are any that have been placed on the shelves.
Why do you think they're spiraling in the center? Oh.
I was gonna say,
There's summoning the
while you guys are
library.
doing that, I'm gonna go check the top room on the left. But I'll wait till Bub's done with you guys.
This would probably be allowed to Klaus.
Right. Well, if I had to guess, I would say it's some sort of magic. I don't necessarily know what they're centered on or why they're floating, but I'm sure with a little deduction we might be able to figure it out.
We can see into the center, right, Bub? Like, it's not like that thick of a book line to where we can't see inside.
Correct. You can see inside. It looks like it's got some kind of like eye of this this whirlwind of novels. Most of this text doesn't even seem to be written in languages that you guys can comprehend, at least immediately. Based on what you know about this location, it's safe to presume that it's either text written in Occipitus itself or from the fallen Celestia.
I speak Celestial, but I'm not there anymore.
And yeah, I mean, if I wasn't passed out in a corner, whimpering in pain, yeah, I'm pretty sure I could go ahead and read anything you throw at me.
Yeah, thinking of leaving Jacob behind bleeding out on the floor, probably not the best idea. Sunn's gonna try to grab like 2 or 3 of the books out of the circle.
Okay.
Does anything happen?
It does, in fact. The moment that you step nearest to the circle and attempt to reach out, books immediately wing up spine face and just start pouring over the top of you. Like they move at like tomahawk speed, right? Like these things are being
please
wung
no.
at you as hard as can be. So
I knew knowledge was power. I didn't know it hurt.
yeah, it could hurt. It could hurt a lot.
Words do hurt.
What's your AC?
Barkskin would still be active. I don't have my sheet. Thought I did.
72.
27.
Okay, one of them is going to hit you.
No.
One of them. And thank God it's only one of them.
Watch 48 d6.
1,000 paper cuts.
Take 5 points of lethal damage as the spine cracks over your chest. You literally feel it like it burst the wind out of your person. As this happens, it basically explodes in this, cacophony of papers. Sheaves just like falling in all directions. They don't stop. For every moment that you stay there, more books line up spine forward and
I'm
start
gonna fucking leave.
being thrown at you. This happens to you too as well, Klaus.
Okay, yeah, then I'm gonna get the fuck out of here.
Still gonna take a round on you.
Yeah, it's fine.
Do
I mean,
those
it's not fine, but it's fine.
do those all hit you?
AC's 19, so
1. Thank God.
1. Yeah.
Look at us. We can
Nice.
dodge books.
Take
Will.
a look. It's in a book. Reading Rainbow.
A couple of the books manage to fly past you and wing into the open hall at this point. And as they land, they remain books on the floor. They're no longer floating. It's not like it's mystically levitating back up in preparation to strike you yet again.
And it didn't implode.
Correct. No, there was nothing like that. Any of them that hit you, it hit you with such a devastating force that they just kind of burst.
Yeah. Can I collect 2 or 3 of them that have followed us into the hallway?
Oh yeah, you definitely can.
And then basically taking an armful of books, I'll stay with Jacob, and I'm gonna try to see what I can decipher out of these. And he's gonna.
You don't want to make sure they're not still going to try and attack you first?
He's going to take one in one hand. He's just gonna. Nah, it looks fine. He's gonna. Put it
Turns
back in
out
his
they're
arm,
all mimics.
Good luck with that.
And he's just gonna walk over to Jacob.
Okay, all right. So you're gonna wander over to Jacob with your slew of books in Celestial, and
Yep.
I'm assuming, Klaus, that you're gonna retreat outside. The moment that you both exit, it seems like they return to their original floating pattern, that they're just slowly circling each other in this almost hurricane of text. Ulhime.
Yes.
You're going to hear the patterned screams of your allies as they run whitetail form out of the room as books are being wung at them.
I'll turn around. What are you doing? What's going on?
Sunn decided to touch some books, and the books touched back.
Some form of trap?
I wouldn't call it a trap unless you were blind. They were very clearly floating around magically, and yet he still decided to disturb them.
Is everyone okay?
I believe so, aside from a few bruises.
Good.
Takes 6 damage from a book, calls it a bruise. There are
That would
pedestrians
kill
that
people.
would have been murdered by a book like that.
Okay, it was 4 damage, thank you very much.
Oh,
I'm just picturing like War and Peace being stamped onto his.
I'll burn one of my first level spells,
Okay.
and seeing that he's got a little bruising going on, I'll cast Cure Light Wounds on him.
Okay.
To be fair, I'm like 850, so everything bruises. I touch my arm,
Squeezes
yellow
a
for the next
grape.
3 weeks. Yeah.
15.
Wow.
And
Significant.
Using my Platinum Gauntlet, I'll place my hand on his chest, and then you'll see the light pulse out and go over him, healing him.
okay. All right. So you've just used a cure light then.
Correct.
Okay, Klaus. That's for you. Any kind of bruise, any kind of damage you might have taken, has been removed courtesy of this holy relic and Ulhime's base powers. As you turn back around, you reveal the next chamber.
Going back to the same plan I had before. Take out the 10-foot pole again, start putting it together, and
Sure.
then start sliding forward. Wait, why do I use a 10-foot pole? I got a fucking 20-pound spear.
Yeah, you got a spear that reaches 10 feet.
You already have a 10-foot pole, dude.
So I'll just use the spear, not
Sure,
the.
I gotcha.
Pole.
Frescoes of angels cover the walls of this large open room. Although most have been scraped from the wall or otherwise defaced, the rugs on this floor are stained and torn, and as is much of the furniture, mostly chairs and end tables. Missing legs, ruined cushions. In neat rows across the room are a series of empty pedestals. 2 piles contain broken statuary, ripped oil paintings, and various other wooden debris.
Going to where the pedestals are at, I want to take a closer look at those. Anything distinguishable outside of the mentions you've made?
Well, you can definitely tell that this room was some sort of it was some sort of gallery, right? Like just taking a look at what you see that's been destructed or broken down. This is some sort of art gallery. You can still see some of the things that have been left here over time. Most of the room has been ransacked, but you can clearly tell that the people that came in here, they weren't exactly art critics. You can see and identify that there are various parts of Celestia that hang here, some broken, some destroyed. Give me a perception.
Silly question. Do I add my racial to this?
Negative.
My dwarven racial. Okay. 12.
12, okay. You're kind of poking around with some of your things. Give me a direction. Use your cursor to point out an area that you like to kind of search.
Right here.
Okay.
I guess kind of this area, because that's the first pedestal, right? Or is that a painting?
That's a painting. So you want to go like southwest, right?
Yeah, in this direction.
Okay.
You want to move my guy in that area?
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
I would start looking in the other direction while he does that, because I'd be real interested in the celestial art.
Sure. Give me a perception.
16.
All right. Choose a destination, please. Go ahead and place your token, and I'll see what I can give you.
Sure. Yeah, I'd be going the opposite way, trying to look for something else.
Okay. You begin kicking around some of the materials that have been left here, Ulhime, and as you lift a painting, there is still a very well-maintained statuette. It looks to be just kind of loosely tossed here, and then it was covered with various debris that was thrown. Somebody very clearly didn't see a value in this, but you see that this is a statuette of Keurig. And this is a particular favor of Saren Ray.
All right. I guess lifting up the painting completely to take it off, I'll gently lift the statue up and take a cloth out, start cleaning it off.
Sure, it's not quite what I would say is very large. It's probably about, I don't know, 14 or 15 inches long by about 3 or 4 inches wide, and it's just what looks to be a carving, a depiction in bronze of Saren Ray and Saren Ray's light. Excuse me, of Keurig and around Saren Ray's light.
I got you. Lady Deia, and he kind of motions for her.
I'd step back towards him after I was searched the area.
And he'll kind of hand the statue over. Something intact. Not really sure what to make of it. Looking at the pedestals, they're still intact, right?
There are some pedestals that still sort of remain intact. It looks like a lot of the legs have been broken off. Some of them seem to be kind of like tilted off to the side. There's a lot of things that have been destroyed in this room. Most of the people here, like, finding this is luck, right? It's very clearly luck.
Is there any like on the base of any of these pedestals? Is there anything that shows that it could still hold this thing up, or it was meant to be placed there?
No, there's nothing that it looks like it was meant to be in a specific place.
Alrighty. But yeah, he'll as he signed it over, it's Keurig, a symbol of Keurig, surrounded by Saren Ray's light. I think it's a good sign, given where we're at.
It's a sign of hope in bleak times, as it seems.
True enough.
See if we can find anything else. If they're not worth much, they'd still be a good gift to the church. They've helped us out much with our struggles in the past little while.
True enough. Let's go look over this way. He'll point to the other side, to the northeast side of the room.
Okay.
And he'll start making his way over there.
All right, so I'm gonna pass this buck back over to Deia. Klaus, you have entered into this room, or at least you've stayed nearest the door. Did you want to kind of peek around as well?
Yeah, I'll kind of poke my head in and look around, but I'm still waiting more or less in the doorway in case I have to beat another hasty retreat.
Okay, grant me a perception, please, if you will.
Sure thing.
Statues get thrown at you.
A whirl of statues is summoned.
That would be awful.
I agree.
Ooh, nice. Authority.
Actually, yeah, you will find something. It appears hanging on what looks to be some like crook or nail, something around one of the foundation of this wall. Hanging loosely is an ebony amulet, and it doesn't even appear to be like it's entirely whole. Like it seems to be missing something, and it borderline looks like some kind of ebony cradle. It's hanging from the opposite wall near the shattered stained glass. Your allies have clearly not seen this.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and step over to it and examine it a little closer.
Okay.
Is it like between the two windows over here?
Yes. When you move up and further investigate this cradle seems to fit something, like it sockets some kind of round device, but the clasps that would circle it, which very clearly looks like it forces some kind of oval or cylinder inside of this. It looks like it forms an Iron Maiden of ebony around whatever goes inside of it.
What would be like the estimated size of what would fit inside of this?
About the size of a clenched human fist.
Okay, so it's pretty large then. Gotcha. I'm going to I'll take the amulet off its hook and carry it around with me, kind of keeping an eye out for anything that might appear to fit. I mean, I guess the worst I can do at this point is just keep trying things until something works.
Okay, very cool. And Deia, you are looking around this shattered bits of a pedestal and various debris, and you see something that catches your eye. The normal individual may have struggled with something like this, but it looks like there was something inset into the right side of the pedestal, and there is a door that hangs loosely open.
I would lean down and open the door to see if I can see anything inside.
You can't see anything, but you can't see the entire expanse of it, right? By the way that it's leaning, and you also can't tell if there's some kind of false bottom, false top. You're not really sure what may be in this. In the way that it leans against the wall, unless you kind of like wriggle your hand in there, you're not really going to feel everything.
I was going to look. I was going to put on my detect evil to see if there's something visible, like I could peer something from inside that I could see.
Sure.
Take my advice. Don't put your hand in the strange hole.
It's not a strange hole. It's actually where an object should be and not where you shouldn't put things. So
you know that by looking at this door that's swung open, the way that it was designed, it would pass by the untrained eye. It would be unseen.
Then yeah, I would put my hand in and try and reach around for anything on that level, and if not, a false top or bottom, so
sure,
I could find like a latch or something like that.
You begin moving your arm. You begin moving your arm around inside of this, trying to feel for something, and as you're kind of like shuffling your arm around to see if there's some kind of false bottom, something kind of drapes across the top of your hand. It feels like some soft cloth material, a linen of sorts.
I'd try and tug on it.
Give me a strength check. It seems to be wedged.
Okay, and do I still take the -4 from being in Occipitous?
Yes. Yeah, you're just struggling with it. Like the way that it was placed up in here, something hangs inside, but it's been wedged in there for God knows how long. You need to get a better vantage point over it, or a little bit of help from your allies, or maybe just to destroy it the rest of the way.
I'm going to try again to try and pull it, and if not, I'm going to call Ulhime over to give me a hand.
Okay, what are you doing to actually to make this check look different for you? How are you coming at this differently?
How big is the doorway?
It's probably about, I want to say, 6 inches tall by about 6 inches wide.
I'd try reaching both hands in there to try and pull on it rather than just one hand.
Okay, sure. Go ahead. Give me another whirl.
Leverage. It's better.
That's much better. You've managed to brace yourself, using your knees to sort of straddle this not pendulum, but this pedestal, and you've got both of your hands inside, and you're clutching at this. And as you kind of pull it down, you feel the cloth begin to slip a little bit, and with one turgid yank, you manage to free this, and something metal falls into your hands.
I'd take a step back and pull it out of the hole.
Sure. When you begin to remove it, it appears that you're clutching a goblet.
Hey, Sniper, you want a drink?
I'd try and take a closer look at the goblet to see what it's about. I don't have any detect magic, so I'd probably just assume it was of great value, but I don't know anything about it. Try and look for any, like, religious or significant signs on it that I would recognize.
Sure. Peering over it, you can tell that it's a very high quality. That this isn't something that you would find in a pauper's home. This is likely not something that you would even find in the house of a king. This is a very special material. A very... oh boy. Accomplished blacksmiths would struggle crafting this. It looks more like a trophy than a goblet. You cannot immediately identify the metal. Your best guess is it could be silver. And there are several sapphires that are set in the stone. If you happen to know someone that had any knowledge with appraise or rare metals, they might be able to help you.
And as that thought came through my head, I'd call over to Klaus, Ulhime, could you come over for just a second?
Sure.
No. Yeah, no, I'll head over.
Okay, I see how it is.
She's like, you know what, fuck you then. I'm like, oh, whatever, I'm out of here. Just plane shift out, gone.
Deia's clutching a goblet of a make that is so pristine that it's like, it's a shame that you touched that, you know, you kind of feel bad.
I have no idea what to say. I mean, it's just, I would, looking at her, where did you find this?
It was inside the pedestal. There was a sunken door that wasn't easy to find, but I mean, it wasn't out of the way. It was in some secret hole, though, so it wasn't out for display or, well, preparedly destroyed by whoever or whatever destroyed this place.
Is there any magic tied to it?
I'm unable to tell.
I'll throw in Detect Magic and take a look.
None. It appears to be mundane, at least in the arcane set. But not in quality. Its quality is well above what you're used to seeing.
Can I take a quick look at it? I don't have like a super high appraise check, but I can
Worth a shot.
Yeah. I'll extend my hand. Is it okay if I see it? I just, not to say that I'm gonna find anything, but
Yes, of course. I'd hand it over to him.
You can immediately tell, based off of what you're holding, that this material that it's made out of, this metal, is not like that you're used to handling. You know what I mean? Like, it's silver and gold have a variety of densities to them. The malleability is different, and the weight is varied. This is light. It's light, but it's very sturdy. It's quite literally stood the test of time. Who knows how long it sat inside of the pedestal. While everything else in this room get destroyed, this remains quite sturdy, very well kept.
the metal itself, I haven't seen it myself, but I've come across some readings here and there about it. Though I don't know, it's a blind assumption, but
Give me an appraise,
Possibly,
Ulhime. Give me an
yeah.
appraise. Let's see what you get.
It's a 10. It's not really that great.
Yeah, it's not really that great. You know, if you could approach some kind of accomplished blacksmith, you may be able to determine a bit more about it. But right now, negative.
I've got nothing right now, unfortunately. Sorry. But, I mean, we've saved 2 artifacts of this place. 1 statue and a very well-kept goblet. As you said before, they can go to the church. We can get them out of here, so anyone else who's unfortunate enough to make their way here won't just take it and pawn it off for simple profit. He'll hand the cup back to Deia, and he'll
Before
go
you
back to...
do you have access to knowledge nature? And can you make me a knowledge nature check?
I do not have access to it, but I can try anyway.
Sure. Let's see what you get.
5. Tell me everything.
Negative.
Tell me your secrets. Tell me it
Negative.
all.
I tell you nothing and you'll like it.
Yeah,
Deia.
it's not even a trained skill, unfortunately.
Deia, how about you? Do you have knowledge nature? Or can you make one for me? Make it untrained.
It's untrained.
Make it untrained for me.
Once I'm really sad that I'm not in the room.
12.
Yeah, it's not very good, needless to say.
I'd once he handed it back to me, I'd turn it to Klaus and say, would you recognize anything about this? I'm still unsure of what kind of metal it is. I believe they're sapphires that are embedded in it, but I've never seen anything like it.
I'll take a closer look. I can't guarantee anything. While I take a look at this, would you mind taking a look at something else I found? I believe we've actually got 3 artifacts as of now. It seems to be missing a piece, though, and I'll hand over the ebony amulet to them both. Do you want an appraise for this goblet?
Yes, that would be great. Let's see what you can determine.
21?
Ooh.
Okay, appraise will offer you a few things. Particularly that, you know, it's a very high quality. It's well beyond par. You know that this would probably fetch a hefty price, potentially even a few thousand gold. The interesting thing about this is not so much so that it's very expensive, it's that the metal it's not like any metal you've handled. Being inside of this campaign, Klaus, you have come across steels, bronzes, irons, gold. You have quite literally seen most everything. You are probably convinced that this isn't from this plane of existence. All that considered, you're on Celestia, or at least a part of Occipitus in Celestia. You don't necessarily believe that it's from Celestia or Occipitus either.
So it's not necessarily like divine or unholy feeling, I suppose.
But
Necessarily a looming.
correct. Someone managed to shape this down. It's malleable.
Okay. I'll sort of turn to the others and say, I'm afraid I don't have much experience with whatever this is made out of, but I do believe it'll fetch us a high price if we can manage to take it back.
I wouldn't feel comfortable selling it, honestly. This belongs in a holy place, and as much as we need money for funds.
That's just the thing. I don't know that it belongs in a holy place either. I don't know where it belongs exactly, but it doesn't seem to be here.
Very well. Well, we can discuss it when we get back. And then he kind of mutters under his breath as he turns away, if we get back. And he'll make his way over to this last corner.
As I take the cradle into my hands, the amulet, I'd look again for any religious markings, or if there are none, just kind of estimate its worth.
Of what exactly? The goblet?
The amulet.
Oh, the amulet. Okay.
Yeah, you're handing it over to me.
Sure.
Want knowledge religion, if there's anything on it.
No, knowledge religion's not really going to give you a lot. No, actually, no basic knowledge is going to grant you much about it. You should probably search out what sits inside of this cradle. You could seek out a jeweler. A jeweler might be able to tell you a bit more, but not really what sits inside of this cradle. You definitely think that it's some kind of round object, a sphere, a gem, a stone, potentially. But the way that this is built, this Iron Maiden of sorts around the top of it, it sort of looks like it was meant to grasp onto something that's not quite as dense as stone or a gem, something that may be soft, like Occipitous' floors, you know what I mean? Where it's borderline like skin.
Almost like spongy, or like just not the same consistency, not metal per se.
Yeah.
As I hand it back to him, I'd say, I know not much of this. It's got no religious markings or anything like that on it, but I do realize that it has a holder. It looks like it holds something in its grasp, but it also seems that it's not solid, well, solid but not metal or stone. It's very soft, if it holds something, that is, and I'm not just misinterpreting it.
No, I believe you're correct. If you'd help me keep an eye out for whatever might go in this thing, I would appreciate it.
I will. I'll look specifically for something like that.
Okay. It appears that you guys have plans. You know that Jakob has been left alone to Sunn, and, well, Sunn's never had cruel intentions, but seems like every time that he's been left anywhere, bad things tend to happen. How long do you leave Sunn alone with the unconscious half-fiend?
After checking out the room and sort of taking inventory of what we found, assuming I don't see any immediate danger coming from this direction over here, I'm just gonna head back towards the two of them.
Sure.
Assuming Sniper, I'm assuming you're not full HP, correct?
No, I was
too
just
meta?
dead. You
That's
resurrected.
yeah, but Ulhime didn't do his whole wah 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 full heal thing, right?
Mm-mm.
Okay, that's what
Yeah, I
they
did last
what they,
session. Yeah,
did you?
some, but I only did it once.
Okay.
I still have like 4 uses.
It wasn't like the bar where you healed. Just
Correct.
like 5. That's what I was making sure of.
Correct.
At that point, Sunn would basically be sitting with one hand on Jakob, holding the book in the other, applying the spontaneous healing for 20 hit points over the time of them being gone.
I'm just
assuming.
picturing that, he's just like, oh, well, he's not dead.
Yeah, that's basically how it's going. So just you'd heal 20, and unless
Yeah,
they'd
I
be
mean,
gone
bad
for longer
enough,
than 4
bad
rounds.
enough the poor guy is just like laying there is one huge bruise from the neck down.
Right.
Yeah.
Um,
Then yeah, I'd just be sitting there reading.
there was nothing else in this room outside of what we found, right? That was it?
I mean, potentially, but you guys have just gone through everything as far as you know. You feel like you found everything that could be valuable. Like, the big hit was Deia's goblet.
Okay. Alrighty. That being said, then I'll also make my way back. Before we go, I'll just turn over to Deia. We should head back to the others. We don't want to keep them waiting, and we don't want to be separated for too long either.
Before I moved, I'd say, right. And then I'd turn towards the wall where I was turning before, and I'd say, man, it seems like I can never find a break here. Everything's always fragmented and imperfect, and I don't fully understand it. And then I turn back and start walking towards the doorway.
I
Okay.
can see it now, and he just like turns to the camera and just the gym face, just.
Alrighty. When he gets there, I'll. We're taking a full 8 hour, right?
Depends on if we get interrupted.
Yeah, it depends.
Are we gonna do it in this broken down corner?
Yeah, you guys gonna fall asleep in Occipitous, the 507th layer of the abyss?
That's That's what I'm. And like, it's not like these giant windows aren't broken open. It's not like the ceiling's dilapidated and falling down.
Right.
Yeah, but I mean, at the same time, there's
Where
only
in
so
hell
far
do
we
you
can-
not? Where in hell do you take
Yeah.
a nap? Any place is as good as the other. You are in hell.
You're not
Yeah.
wrong.
Maybe,
shady tree.
maybe the room you guys just came out of, that might be slightly safer. It
No.
has an exit. No.
It has 2, and they're broken windows.
Yeah.
And
I
there's
mean,
shattered glass everywhere.
I'd say there's less than there is in this specific corner as well. There's quite a lot of broken glass in this corner.
There's an entire section over here of just wall where the window wasn't. We can line up against this. Hang on, let me actually pull my ruler
Yeah,
out.
no, you're talking. Yeah,
Right there.
hugging the wall.
Plus, I don't plan on sleeping at least not more than a couple hours, so I'd be happy to keep watch.
I mean, we'll cycle it out so everyone gets their rest, but I think realistically,
I don't trust that shit.
Well, let's put it this way.
I need an hour of meditation. So I
Jacob
wouldn't
is
sleep
not
much.
volunteering to go ahead and be on watch.
Are you sure?
That's fine.
I am.
I'll take I'll also take one of those watches as well. I
Double the
will
watch.
burn 2 uses of channel energy. So I'm at 3 of 5. And that's
Wow, 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 wow. Have you guys ever? I don't think any of you guys watch Adventure Time, but have you guys ever seen King Worm?
this goes to everyone.
It's a giant worm that basically just goes wah 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 wah. It's all I imagine his glove doing.
Everyone heals 35.
Jesus.
Hell
When,
yeah.
After you heal me, I'd put my hand on your shoulder and say, "You don't need to stay up. I feel fine. I need but an hour for meditation, and I'll be fine for the rest of the night. I typically don't sleep much, anyways."
I also need just about an hour.
Jacob stops groaning and moaning and just lets out kind of a half-contented sigh, but still winces every time he moves. He's much less bruised.
That's probably better.
He's better, but he's not great.
All right, we'll bury him under a blanket of rocks.
So
he's nice and
if that's the
comfortable.
case, if he's still in pain, I'll burn.
6 more casts.
No. Sweat third.
Tell me what it is that you guys want to do, and
I'm gonna do 2. I'm gonna burn 2 third levels to heal Jacob with 2 Cure Serious.
Okay.
So this one is. So it's gonna be 60 plus. Okay.
While he's doing that, I need to kind of know what your intentions are here, Sunn. You can see that Jacob has been burned pretty ferociously.
Yield another 39.
I'd probably tendon bandage his wounds. Try to at least get rid of some of the dead burnt skin.
Okay.
And clean up the areas while trying to bandage it and keep it effectively clean. And then by the time we all pass out, I would probably just pass out against the wall. If they're going to cover the shifts without any of us needing to, I'll take full advantage of that and get some well-needed rest after almost dying multiple times. It was very spooky.
Before everyone kind of drifts off to sleep, I was gonna share the amulet around to those that hadn't seen it yet, just to sort of have them keep an eye out for it as well. If there's anything they recognize.
Bub, could I roll the checks on it? It was it was appraised for the necklace, and what was the knowledge nature for? Was it the goblet?
The goblet.
Yeah.
Can I roll both of those for the respective?
Tell me which one you're going to start with first.
I'll start with the knowledge nature on the cup.
Sure. Give it to me. Let's see what you got.
-2.
26.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. You beat the DC. You haven't really ever heard of anyone having it, mostly because it's sort of rare, but it has been written about. This isn't a metal from your Earth, from your lands. This is a sky metal.
Mm.
It's adamantine. It's very dense.
Say the
Very
Sky
dense.
World, it's safe to assume Celeste, right?
No.
Wait, if it's adamantine, boy, I feel bad for Ulhime since he's wearing adamantine armor and he's like, I have no idea what this is.
Sunn would point to Ulhime's armor. It's the same as that. It's adamantine. What is that here? Huh.
I suppose, but the make of this is far more superior compared to my armor. Compared to that, the shine isn't even close.
I'm assuming it's a more pure form, Bub, right?
It's not a matter of purity. It's just a matter of the craft itself.
Right.
You can take any material and fashion it. And looking at Ulhime's armor, you can tell that it was some kind of a hand-me-down. Versus what you're seeing here, this is definitely a gift.
I'm gonna go for the appraise on the necklace.
Okay.
Same thing, -2. Wow, that was really low. 19.
Let's see.
Hey, kitty.
It's nice. It's a really nice necklace. The problem is that it's missing its focal point. You think that the ebon necklace alone, building the cradle itself, along with the maiden top, it could probably fetch maybe 100 gold? Maybe, but it would be worth far more if you actually had its focal point, depending on what that could actually be.
Best I can do is 350.
I'll have to call my guy in about it. He's an expert on rare demonic artifacts found in the abyss.
Hey, yo, I'm Frankie the Fence, okay? Anything you need, I can get rid of.
Khajiit has wares. Sunn will make note of this is quite an expensive treasure, but it's missing its focal point, at which honestly it would sell for a lot more if you guys are trying to sell something of this value. For what it has now, it's probably worth a quick 100 gold, something like that. And he'd hand it back to Klaus.
God, I'm just picturing a Mel Brooks movie. No, it's nice. Not great, but nice.
Ulhime will look over to Sunn. Well, realistically, I guess we don't necessarily need to find the piece that goes into it, but
Did you find anything else in there?
he kind of pulls up the statue from next to him and just kind of places it in front of him.
Were there weren't any checks for the statue, were there?
A couple.
No.
I thought there were a couple, but you
Religion
couldn't-
checks.
Yeah, you couldn't determine what it was about.
What were the checks that were?
What are you trying to do? Are you trying to identify it? Are you trying to appraise it? Tell me what you're trying to do.
Let's go. What would it take to identify? Which knowledge? Would it be religion? If it's the statue of a deity, then I wouldn't have much with that. I could appraise it at least.
Go for it.
All right. Let's switch chat. I can't roll in there.
No, you could.
Yeah.
32?
Just not as effectively. No, 30. Because -2.
You easily think that with the right buyer, you could probably fetch around 300 gold from it. But this is very clearly it's a holy piece,
Yeah.
and it may pardon you a favor with the right church.
Sunn's just gonna kind of hold it. It's hand sized, right? Or not? Well, not hand sized, but you could palm it.
Yeah.
He's just gonna kind of hold it in his hand. He's just gonna kind of look at it.
I would say it's as large as an Oscar.
This is something ripped straight out of a holy manuscript. This could fetch a fair penny, that's for sure, or a fair copper.
It's not going to be sold, so we don't have to worry about the price.
He's gonna hand it back.
Ulhime will put it next to him. Thank you for the observation, though. It's still nice to get some information on it. But right now, you should get some rest, as well as you, Klaus, and Jakob. All of you get some rest.
Did he just tell the sleeping guy to get some rest?
Hey, you!
It was just gonna be like
blood just.
Wrapped, abraded, panting in pain. He's just gonna be like,
You were healed quite a bit.
yeah, he was healed, but he's still injured.
He's like, stop being over dramatic, as he gives him a firm pat on the chest with his gauntlet hand.
Ulhime will look to Deia. I'll take first watch.
Thank you. I figure we're probably going to be awake for most of the time unless you need rest. I rarely rest.
Just some meditation to get some favors.
Right.
How long are you guys going to try to be down?
What? 4 hours? 5?
So you're going to take a partial rest?
For the most part, yeah.
Okay.
Within that hour, though, me and Annie will use our time to get our prayers in so that we can get our spells back.
All right. That's fine. I want to pass the floor over to both of you, Deia and Ulhime. You know that everywhere you roved onto the floors of this plane, of Occipitous, that you encountered creatures the likes of which you have never seen before. You have seen demons and monsters. You have a variety of things around you. Everything in this place was designed to feel like borderline a boil and an alternate realm of living for the demonic.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know what this particular moment looks like for you guys. Jakob is unconscious. Klaus is taking the time to rest his naturally weakened state. Sunn is probably taking a little bit of time to kind of refill his potions or get his materials prepared, and then grabbing a brief amount of sleep. But Deia and Ulhime, you've decided to take watch and split your prayers. This needs to go uninterrupted. If it's interrupted, you'll lose and you'll have to start back over, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, setting yourself into the mentality of what's happening around you, I want to know what happens on your watch. I want to know what this looks like. Sell me on the narrative. Make me believe that you're just not
standing there.
Standing watching a couple of unconscious guys. I want to see the story. So tell it to me. I'll let you guys decide who goes first.
Well, since I got first watch, I'll start off. Seeing as Dad is against the rubble right there, starting to do her prayers. Ulhime kind of looks away at the group and sees that they're trying to get whatever sleep that they can. At that point, he's gonna walk over to the window, and he's gonna start just kind of looking out, kind of getting an overview of Occipitous itself, and it's kind of one of those things where he feels in like such a short time he's left home, and he's suddenly trying to be a mentor to someone that so many people have hated, and now he's literally in hell, and it's kind of like that sinking feeling like maybe the world was right, maybe out of all the people, maybe this one wasn't the right one to go with. It's one of those things where he's like, too many things have added up. But at the same time, it's a hard, conflicting feeling of he took up a code, and it was even in the face of his own deity, or an aspect that he perceived to be his deity, that he told him like, no, you're wrong, this is the right path. This is the reason. Like, he's the reason you're here. I'm here to prove you wrong. I'm gonna be a protector of the people I know that are right to protect. So like, during that time, he kind of looks back over to the corpses, and it's one of those feelings like, in spite of all that hatred and stuff that overwhelmed him with the compulsion, it's one of those things that wasn't really meant either. It was so much more than I think that he's realizing, and even drawing back further into the thought of, if his deity is dead, then someone needs to take up that mantle. Someone needs to be the new protector. So it's one of those things, like, the more time passes, he kind of looks back over at the group again, and it's like the I guess the weight of everything is like slowly kind of like weighing down on him. He can kind of even the physical sense of like his armor even feels heavier than what it's supposed to. And yeah, like looking at the glove with the new gauntlet that he has, kind of clenches it, and he just kind of mutters to himself, if I have to be the new protector, then I will do so. But I'll do so on my terms.
Okay. Okay, Ulhime has some intense monologuing. Some internal, some external. He's borderline brooding, Deia, when you come out of your prayer. It's your time for your watch. I want to know what this looks like for you.
When I come to, I'd go to Ulhime and say, my prayers are done. You can take your time to rest and recuperate and pray now before we head out again. Yeah, I'll do that. And he kind of pats her arm. Good luck. As he passes by, I'd say, are you sure you're all right? I know you've only got this limited amount of time back on our plane, and I almost feel wrong taking so much time from you.
It's not that. Honestly, if that was to be the result of my end here, I would be fine with that. It just means I wasn't ready to be a guardian, to carry this. And he lifts up his gauntlet. But the prophecy, what we've been told.
The cataclysm.
And it started because a son of Nabdatorin, from what the prophecy said, had his blood shed in the halls of the Cathedral of Feathers. And he kind of looks back over to Jakob. My duty is to protect those I care about from all evil.
Do you believe it was him? Really?
No, I don't believe he did anything willingly or knowingly, but
then
he's still my friend. What if the call to action requires me to vanquish the evil that they claim him to be? If Saren Ray asked you to do that to anyone here, would you strike them down?
I don't know him like you do. And I know that's not the proper thing to say. I know he's your good friend, but I know that tainted blood doesn't mean you're evil on the inside. I've always had some soft spot for tieflings. He just proves to be a dickhead all the time. I know what it's like to be shunned by both sides of a family. Neither angels nor humans look at me the right way because either they're jealous or they don't see me as true. And I understand what it's like to be a tiefling, but I guess our personalities just don't mesh.
Well, if you weren't such a bitch.
I understand.
If
I'm sorry to have thrown this on you. It
It's-
wasn't my place.
it's not your fault. We were in need of, we are still in need of much help. And he is helpful despite him being, well, Jacob. Don't put this on yourself. I don't blame any of this on you. I think it's just tricks of the mind. We're in a place unholy. We're not meant to be here, but if we play the game right and stay true to who we are, we'll make it through. I believe it.
Thank you, Lady Deia.
Now go meditate. You need some rest.
I need some ale. Bad.
Yeah,
I need...
I don't have any of that either.
At least he's a pious alcoholic.
And he'll go to the same corner as Deia was, and he'll start his meditation to get his spells.
Okay. Some time will pass. Ulhime will finish his prayer, and we'll try to grab about an hour of sleep. Deia, you're left with about an hour before everyone will have their half rest. I think I'm going to start asking you guys a series of questions to begin sparking the idea of narrative. So now, I'm going to set a scene, and I want you to answer me with what you do, because it may provoke more, it may not. It could be simple, it could be as complex as you'd like it to be. So I leave you with this question. You have your back to the entrance. You stand borderline patrolling over your allies, granting them the safe passage and the rest that they need in this time. As you're focusing on the situation, something moves outside. You hear bits of Celestia crumble from outside. You see a shadow befall the window. When you look back, it's not there. What was it? And what do you do?
I would almost immediately, upon seeing it, but also not seeing it, try and look through my spider monocle to see if I can spot out anything either looming over my allies or creeping around the room. But I wouldn't take action until I knew it was a threat, because I know that these guys need rest a lot.
What did you see?
From what I can tell, it was just a shadow, but for all I know, it was just my imagination playing tricks on me again, because oftentimes when I try and sleep or get tired, my nightmares fill my eyes with issues. And I have a hard time sleeping, and oftentimes I'll have to get up and move around the room just because it's like as I'm falling asleep, my nightmares are coming into the room with me. And so I have to try and realign myself with the plane I'm on and not try and imagine that dreams are happening in real life. And Deia is not certain that what she saw was real because of, well, she's probably pretty tired from having run all day across Occipitus.
Right.
And, but she knows that sleep's never really been her friend due to how the evil that's surpassed her, and also her eye has always just kind of plagued her vision.
Sure.
So she's just gonna kind of double back at anything she thinks she sees, but not make any action because she's not certain that it's real. And so she's hoping it was nothing, and that it was just her eyes acting up again.
Trick of exhaustion,
brain.
borderline.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I like that. That's nice. That puts a little flair on it. Very cool. Very cool. So your time passes. Nothing else happens. You overhear a few screams and cries from the bowels, the depths of Occipitus itself. And you feel it's time that you move. Staying here much longer, you're certainly going to draw attention to yourselves because, well, Ulhime is not the lightest of sleepers. Do you just kick them? Do you sound an alarm? What do you do, Deia?
Wake the fuck up!
I'd wake them up one at a time, trying not to like cause much alarm. I'd probably start with Sunn, just because he's the nearest to me.
Okay.
And I know that of all people, he's the one that wouldn't slap me the most.
Sunn's not hard to wake. He'd come to relatively normally, go about finishing up his potions that he would have at least started to prepare last before he passed out. And it's half con for a partial rest, right?
It's half of your Constitution score, yeah. In most cases, it would be
okay.
half of your mod.
Yeah,
outcome,
but for the way
yeah.
you do it, we do. Yeah. Okay.
Correct.
Cool.
Yeah, so I'd wake the three sleeping gentlemen up before I went to go see Ulhime, who was meditating, because I know that interrupting meditation is never a good thing, and interrupting sleep is a little bit better than interrupting meditation.
Okay. So, I'm going to go ahead and trot off to the bathroom real quick so I can drain the old lizard. Upon my return, I hope that we bring a little bit of excitement. We bring a little bit of energy to this, because I'm stoked to take you deeper into the cathedral to your first test. So, we will be right back.
I'm gonna go eat dinner.
Yeah, my food's actually about to get up here.
We
My
will be
food just showed
RB.
up.
So,
I'd
see you
look
guys
longing.
in a moment.